Family Feud comes up with questions about Steve Harvey from time to time, and the responses can be hilarious. When it came to things that the host is grateful for, people surveyed about them named some silly things. While the contestants got most of the responses on the board, Harvey agreed to only a few of them and even called the audience silly people. Harvey started out by reading the question, when Steve Harvey counts his blessings, name one that he'd be sure to include what? Katie hit the buzzer first and answered with his wife, which impressed Harvey. Number 1. That damn Marjorie, he yelled as the answer showed up on the board. Jamily then answered with his sense of humor, which was also on the board but below Katie's answer. The Ham family chose to play the question, and the turn went to Julie. She came up with a funny answer, his mustache, and Harvey was so sure that it wouldn't be on the board that he simply skipped to the next player. However, the response did show up on the board, leaving the host shocked. "Y'all some silly people," he chuckled as he moved on to the next contestant, Jack. Unlike Julie, Jack came up with something that Harvey wanted to be the number 1 answer. "Your faith in the Lord," causing the host to exclaim, "Number 1. God." While Harvey liked the response, it wasn't on the board. The turn then passed on to Moshe, who also came up with a flattering answer, his work ethic, which was on the board. Next was Angie, who came up with a smart answer, his style, which showed up on the board as well, keeping the team in the game. Next up was Katie, who got another answer that the host loved. "It's what we're here for, the money." "His money," she said. Harvey then quietly turned to the audience and gestured that he was sure of the answer, before yelling, "Show me the money," to see the answer pop up on the board. After the next player, Julie got the second strike for the team with her answer, charity. It was all up to Jack to save the game for his team. "Jack, be careful. We got 2 strikes. The McGlory family can steal," Harvey said before repeating the question. Jack answered with your house, which unfortunately wasn't on the board, and the team struck out. The host then walked over to the other team and asked Marjorie the same question. The team's leader came up with your health, which wasn't on the board, which meant that the Ham family won the round and got to keep all their points. It was a lively night on Family Feud, the audience buzzing, lights flashing, and the ever-charismatic Steve Harvey standing at the center stage with his signature raised eyebrow. The show's premise was simple: 2 families compete to guess the most popular answers to survey questions. But tonight, the question came with a twist. Instead of the usual name something you see in a grocery store or name a popular vacation spot, the contestants were asked, name something Steve Harvey is grateful for. The families hesitated for just a moment, staring at Steve, who shrugged and grinned. "Well, I'm listening. But just so you know, I'm picky about gratitude," he joked, prompting a ripple of laughter from the audience. The first contestant, a young man named Mark, buzzed in confidently. Your mustache?" he said. Steve's eyebrows shot up. "My mustache?" he asked, leaning toward Mark. "Boy, I'm grateful for my hairline, yes. But my mustache? That thing's been shading my upper lip for years. I'm not sure I feel grateful for it, it's just there." He shook his head, half amused, half confused. The audience erupted into laughter. Next, a contestant named Karen chimed in, "Your jokes?" Steve's expression softened. "Now, that's something I can get behind. I am grateful for my sense of humor. It's gotten me out of plenty of situations. Some of which I caused myself," he laughed, pointing at the camera. "Yes, I'll take that one. Good job, Karen." The game continued, and the families took turns offering answers. "Your suits," shouted one contestant. Steve paused dramatically, glancing down at his tailored suit. Yes. I do love a good suit. It makes a man look important even when he's acting foolish on live television. I'll accept that one. But don't get too carried away, I still choose the shirt over the tie if I have to pick gratitude priorities." The next contestant, a teenage boy named Trey, buzzed in with a mischievous grin. "Your Twitter followers?" Steve gasped in mock horror. "Twitter followers? Boy, I'm grateful for fans, yes, but Twitter? That's a whole other beast. Some nights I wake up, and I'm like, why did I even open the app? Y'all don't know the half of it. But fine, I'll give you points because I am grateful for people who watch the show. Even if they tweet about my eyebrows at 2 a.m. As the answers came in, it became clear that while some things on the list were genuinely Steve Harvey's sources of gratitude, others seemed downright silly, or at least ridiculous to him. Your jokes, your family, your cars, your hats, and even your laugh made the board. Steve chuckled at some, shook his head at others. I don't know who told y'all I'm grateful for my laugh, but that's generous. I've had people tell me it's contagious. Or annoying. I'll take the compliment. One contestant, trying to be funny, shouted, "Your eyebrows." Steve threw his hands in the air, pretending to be insulted. Eyebrows. That's the second time someone mentioned them tonight. Are you all just obsessed with these things? Look, I take care of my eyebrows, but grateful? Come on now. There's hair on my head I'm grateful for, this is just eyebrows. He pointed at his face for dramatic effect, causing the audience to roar with laughter. Then came an unexpected answer from a contestant named Lisa, "Your love for cereal?" Steve blinked. Cereal? Me? Girl, I like cereal like anybody else, but I don't know if I'd put it on my gratitude list. I am grateful for breakfast, though. So, I'll let that slide. But you're lucky I'm a forgiving man. It wasn't all playful mockery. Some answers hit close to home. "Your wife," shouted a contestant, and Steve's face softened instantly. "Ah, now that's a real answer. I am grateful for my family, my wife, my kids, all of them. They keep me grounded and remind me that even when life's ridiculous, love is serious business." The board began filling up quickly. The families laughed and joked as they shouted out increasingly absurd ideas, "Your hair products. Your laugh lines. Your morning coffee." Some of these, Steve admitted, were valid. He was a man who appreciated a strong cup of coffee, but others were just funny. Hair products? Coffee? Laugh lines? He repeated, gesturing at the camera with mock exasperation. "Y'all are making me sound like a walking commercial." By the end of the round, the board had a mixture of genuinely heartfelt answers and some hilariously silly ones. Steve leaned against the podium, smiling broadly. "Look, I'll be honest. Some of these answers are great, some of them, not so much. But here's the thing, if someone thinks I'm grateful for my eyebrows or cereal, I guess that's their opinion. And in a world where people often forget to be thankful for anything, I'll take it." The families high-fived each other as the audience cheered. Steve's signature laugh echoed across the studio. "This has been one of the funniest rounds I've seen in a long time. Some of you got it right, and some of you, bless your hearts, you just made me laugh so hard I almost forgot I'm hosting a game show." As the contestants filed off stage, Steve Harvey took a moment to reflect. "You know," he said to the audience, "it's easy to forget gratitude in our daily lives. But even when someone tells me I should be grateful for my hairline or my cereal habits, it's a reminder, being grateful doesn't have to be serious all the time. Sometimes, it can be funny, ridiculous, or even a little weird. And that's okay." He turned back to the camera with his classic grin. "So yes, I'm grateful for my family, my career, my health. And maybe even my silly mustache, if I'm feeling generous. But most of all, I'm grateful for laughter. And tonight, you all gave me plenty of that." The audience erupted in applause, the families beaming with pride. It was a night that reminded everyone why Steve Harvey's charm and wit have endured for decades. Gratitude, humor, and a little bit of absurdity, sometimes, that's all it takes to make a perfect Family Feud episode. As the credits rolled, Steve waved to the camera. "Remember, you all, be grateful for the big things. And don't forget the little things that make you laugh. And if anyone ever says I'm grateful for my eyebrows, just don't ask me why. That's a secret between me and God." And with that, the studio lights dimmed, leaving everyone with smiles on their faces, and perhaps a renewed sense of gratitude for life's quirks, no matter how silly.